Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to use translate function in PySpark. So mainly this comes under string functions and mainly we'll use how to replace or remove characters using translate. So first we'll see what is the translate. So it is helpful for replacing or removing characters in a string column, making it easy to clean up or modify text data. So you can perform simple replacements or remove unwanted characters using in string transformations. So syntax is, so first we need to import the function from PySpark.sql.functions, import translate. And you had to use translate, and inside that you had to define column. So on which column you want to perform translate, and you have to mention these matching characters and replacement characters. So what is matching characters? So matching characters should be a string of characters to be replaced. And a similar way, replacement underscore characters. This is string of characters that will replace the matching characters. So suppose if replacement underscore characters, this one is shorter than matching characters, then extra characters in matching underscore characters are removed. So these things we'll see while running the code. So where it is useful. So second condition is if it is unequal length. So if matching underscore character and replacement underscore characters are of equal length, so PySpark will consider the shorter one. And the characters in the longer string without a counterpart, it will be ignored. So now, so mainly these characters. So the characters in matching underscore character and replacement characters are mapped one to one. Okay, so these 3 points we'll see while running the code. So first what I'm doing, I'm importing the functions as f, and from SQL.functions, I'm importing translate and call. So first we'll see with the first scenario, like replacing specific characters. So that means, suppose I want to replace characters A, B, C with X, Y, Z. So we'll see how to replace these characters by using translate function. So I created one data frame here. So here I have data. This is my data and I have column that is description. If you see here, so this is my column, initial column, and these are all the data. So later what I'm doing, I'm using translate to replace, first replace A with X and B with Y and C with Z. So first what I'm doing, so on top of existing data frame, I'm adding one more column that is translated underscore text. So then I'm using translate. So translate, what is the syntax? First, we need to define the column. So on which column I want to apply translate. So I have this column description. So this is my column name and what I want to replace. So this is my existing characters in my column. So if you see here, so first ABC is there and in Spark also I have A, and here XYZ and ABC, no? So A is there. And since capital C is there, it won't consider this C. So here also A is there. Okay, so in this particular column, first it will check whether ABC or not. For each and every record, it will check whether ABC is there or not. If it is there, it will replace with XYZ. Suppose if you take this first record, we have ABC at the rate 123. So first A, so here A is there, then what will do? It will replace with X. So we have to give in same order. So here ABC, X, Y, Z. So that means order will be same. A replaced with X, B with Y, C with Z. So here first A replaced with X and B replaced with Y and C replaced with Z. So we are getting X, Y, Z. And if you come to second record, so here if you check this one, so we have one A is there, but B, C is not there. So it will replace A with X. See here, SP after instead of A, here X is there. If you come to this record, so here we don't have ABC, so it won't replace. We'll get as it is. And if you come to here, so here first C is there, but this is case sensitive. This is capital letter is there, but we provided small letter. So it will ignore this one. Next we have one A is there. So B and C we don't have. So this A is replaced with X. Okay. And if you come to second record, A, B, C, no? So B is capital, so it won't consider this one. So next is A is there. A is replaced with X. Okay. So like this, it will replace characters by using translate. So now what I'm trying to do is, so I want to replace all occurrences of A with this one and E with this one in the text column. So I'm going to create a data frame with this. So I have one column that is names. And if you see in this particular column, so I have these records. So on top of this, what I'm doing, I'm using with column translated underscore text, this column. So here I'm using translate on column. So column is names and what I wanted to replace is AE with these letters. Okay, asterisk and dollar. So A it replaces with asterisk and E replaces with dollar. So if I go first letter, first record, see here Harish. So what we mentioned is A, E, small a. So if you see here second letter is A is there. So that it will replace with asterisk. And we don't have E in this. Okay, so we have only A. And if you come to here, so we have A is there and E also is there. If you see second letter A is replacing with asterisk and similar way this E. So that is fourth character. So that is replacing with dollar. So similar way. So here third letter is E. So this E replaced with the dollar and the last is A that is replacing with asterisk. And similar way here, first letter A and last letter A. So it will replace with asterisk. So similar way, shaker. So here E, second letter, it will replace with dollar and A is there, last but one. So that it replace with asterisk. Okay, so this is our second example. Next, how to replace A with 1, E with 2, and P with 3. So for that, I using same data frame and on top of df, this one description, I'm adding this column translated underscore text, this one, and I'm using translate and I'm applying on this description column. So what I'm trying to replace it, AEP. So AEP replacing with 1, 2, 3. If you see in first record, so AEP, so we have only A is there. So A is replaced with 1. And if you come to second record, AEP, so we have only A is there. That is third character. So AEP, so P also is there, second character. So P, for P, what is the replacement? Third one, 3. So yes, after that, instead of P, P replaces with 3 and here third character is A is replacing with 1. If you come to here, X, Y, Z, so we don't have here, we'll get as it is. If you come to here, AEP, so third one and this A. So if you see third one, AE, so here AE, that means second one, that is 2. So here this E replacing with 2, and here this A is replacing with 1. And similar way, if you come to here, here small a. So we have only one a is there. That a second one is replaced with 1. Okay, so next, what I'm trying to do is I'm using translate, and on this particular description column, trying to replace ABC with XYZ, and on description, I'm trying to replace this all integers 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 with this ABCD. So this we already discussed how to replace this XYZ. This is this one, translate string. So that means here what I'm trying to do is, so first we have string is there, and after at the rate we have integers. So here I'm trying to replace all string values in first column. Sorry, first column is in first translate. So I'm replacing ABC with XYZ. So this one we already discussed how it will replace ABC with XYZ. And third one, translate underscore integer. So after at the rate, we have all integers. So we'll see how to translate this one. So trans underscore int, and I'm performing on this description column. So here what I given 1 to 9. 1 to 9 is replacing with these characters A, B, C, D, F, G, H. So in first record, after at the rate, I have 1, 2, 3. So this 1, 2, 3 is replaced with, see, first 1. So 1 means 1 is replacing with A. 2 means replacing with B. So C means 3 means replacing with C. So that means 1, 2, 3 is replacing with A, B, C. A, B, C. And in second record, Spark at the rate 456. So if you see here, these characters is replacing with these 3. D, E, F. See here, we are getting after Spark, we are getting D, E, F. And if you come to here, XYZ at the rate 789. So that means this one, 789 is replacing with this one, GHI. So XYZ at the rate GHI. And similar way, this record, Chetan at the rate 456. So 456 means this one, DEF. See Chetan at the rate DEF. So similar way, Balu at the rate 123. So this 123 is replacing with ABC. See here, Balu at ABC. So next scenario is I want to remove unwanted characters. So that means remove digits by translating them to empty string. So here I'm taking same example, and if you see here in description, after at the rate, we have all digits. That means integers we have. So these integers I want to replace with empty. So for that I'm using translate. I'm applying on this description column. So I given from 0 to 9, and whatever digit comes between 0 to 9, I want to replace with empty. So here 1, 2, 3 is there. So we are getting empty here. ABC at the rate, after that empty. So similar way, Spark at the rate, after that empty. XYZ at the rate, empty. Chetan at the rate, empty. Balu at the rate, empty. So it removing all integers with empty space. So next, removing specific characters. Suppose if you want to remove specific characters from the string, you can use translate by replacing those characters with an empty string. So for this, I'm creating one sample data frame. So here I have three columns: serial number, location, and description. So here I given data for all the three columns. And if you see here, this is my data for description. So my main target is on this column. And if you see here, all some special characters are there: dollar, comma, backslash, colon, see here, hashtag. Okay, so here we have many special characters is there. So I want to remove these special characters from description column. So here I'm defining what characters I want to remove. So characters to remove, I'm defining one is dollar, hashtag. Okay, so all these things I'm mentioning. So next what I'm doing, I'm using with column clean underscore description. That is my new column. And I'm doing translate on this description column. And first I'm defining characters to remove. That means these characters I want to replace with empty. So now what will happen? See here first in this first record. So here I define dollar and comma I'm not mentioned. Backslash also not mentioned, and this one also not mentioned. So only it will remove dollar. So dollar it replaces with empty. So similar way here, hashtag it is mentioned, and this one, this also I mentioned here. So what it will do, it will remove first and last special characters, and it will give you the output football. So similar way here, this one, and at the rate I'm not mentioned, and this I mentioned, and dollar I mentioned, this I mentioned. So these things it will replace with empty here. So similar way here, first this will replace, and dollar it will replace, and percentage I mentioned, this also it will get replaced, and in between timestamp, this one colon. So this also I mentioned here. So since I mentioned, so these things are replacing with empty here. And similar way here also, this one, and so this semicolon also I mentioned, and less than greater than, I mentioned, and I'm not mentioned. So it will replace with this first one, this semicolon, and less than greater than, and the last one. So it will remove, it will replace with empty, and it will give you the output. So next is digit masking. So I have data frame here. See, I have records like this. My number is like this. My card number, call me at. So all some confidential numbers are there. So all these numbers I want to mask it. So for that, I created data frame. So this is my text column. So on this text column, so what I want to do is I want to mask digits using translate, replacing 0 to 9, 0 to 9 digits, replacing with this X, or you can say into mark. So first I'm mentioning defining digits. So digits I mentioned 0 to 9, and mask underscore character equal to star into length of digits. So that means length of digits. So here, if you see this length of digits, it is 10. So 10 into star. So that means 10 times uh, it will multiply this star. So either you can define this way, or you can simply define this one, 10 stars. So later what I'm doing, I'm using with column, and I'm creating column masked underscore text new column. I'm using translate on this particular text column, and what are the digits I want to replace that I mentioned here 0 to 9, and mask underscore character that I mentioned here. So what it has to replace. So wherever it finds 0 to 9, it has to replace with star. Okay, so if I see here, my number is. So after that, all these numbers comes under 0 to 9. So it all replacing with star. So similar way, card number, see here, these numbers. So it replacing only numbers with star, remaining these things are as it is. And similar way, call me at. See here, these numbers are replacing with star and these things are there. Next, ID AB123 CD. So here I defined only for 1 to 3. So what it does is AB star 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 and CD. So similar way, account and all these are digits and these are all replaced with stars. So similar way, you can check each and every record. All these records are replaced with star. If you see here, OTP sent to this number. So this number is replaced with stars. So similar way, employee ID equal to EMP. Later digits are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See here after EMP, all these are star. So it is replaced with all these things like this. So you can refer each and every record. Next, stripping punctuation. So you can easily drop punctuation by translating it to the empty string. So for this, I created one data frame here. And if you see here, hello world, and whatever this last one, and this question mark. Okay, so we'll see all these things, how it is going to replace. So this is my punctuation column. And what I'm doing is first I'm defining what are the punctuation characters to remove. So here colon, a comma, colon, question mark, semicolon, parentheses, square brackets, backslash, underscore. So all these things I mentioned here, punctuation. So what I want to replace? I want to replace with empty. So empty underscore map I mentioned empty string. So we want to remove these characters. So here I'm using with column and clean. So I'm creating new column here and I'm using translate on this particular column and what are the mm, characters I want to replace that I defined here in punctuation. So wherever I found these things, I want to replace with empty map. Empty underscore map is empty string. Okay, so if I see here, hello, after that comma is there and this last one is there. So these two replace with empty em, empty string. Okay, so here we are getting simple hello word. So similar way here, spark and this semicolon and last is comma. So these two is replacing. So similar way, good morning. And at the last, we have punctuation that is removing. So similar way here, what's your name? This is comma and question mark. So it is replacing. So similar way, this record, clean text, comma, dot is there. So in between this is there, this it will replace, comma and dot. See here, clean text now. So similar way, all these things will get replaced like this. If you see here, multiple after that, three are there. And exclamations after that, we have three. So these three, it will replace with empty string. So finally, we'll get multiple exclamations. So similar way here also, colon, colon, semicolon, period, after that comma. So it will replace these punctuations, colon, semicolon, dot. So it replaced. So similar way here also, dashes and underscores. See here, these two dashes, it replaced with empty string and underscore. So here we have two underscores that got replaced. So similar way it will happen for all these things. And next, case folding manual. That means map uppercase to lower or vice versa by providing the full alphabet strings. So for this, I created one more data frame Okay, so if you see here, this is my data frame. If you see here, few records are fully capital letters, few are mixed, small and capital letter. And if you see here email, this is email ID is in caps letters. And here mix is there. So here full caps is there, here mix is there. So for this, what I'm doing, first I'm defining upper and lower with ASCII keys. So string dot ASCII underscore uppercase. So string dot ASCII underscore lowercase. So uppercase means example like this, all capital letters. So lowercase and string dot. So this string I'm importing here, import string. And after that, what I'm doing with column lowered manual and upper manual. So two columns I'm creating. So if you see lowered manual, so here I'm using translate on this comments column and what I want to defining the characters to replace. So in upper, I mentioned string dot ASCII underscore uppercase. So that means these characters, wherever you find uppercase characters, are replacing with lower. So lower means string dot ASCII underscore lowercase. So that means wherever you find capital A, it will replace with small a. Capital B, small b, like this. So first upper one replacing with lower. So if you see in this first column, uh, okay, first one, what it does is it replacing upper to lower. So if you see here, hello world, this whole thing is uppercase, so it converted to lowercase. So similar way here, see here, mix is there, both capital and small. So this whole thing is converted into lowercase. See here, so here also converted. Here email ID is capital letter, it converted to small letter. So similar way, all these things it will convert to lowercase. And one more is upper manual. So here what I'm doing, I'm translating this comments column and lower. So first I'm defining lower. That means wherever I'll find lower characters, I'm replacing with upper characters. Okay, so here if you see here, all having capital letters. So it won't convert here. We don't have lower characters in this. So we are getting as it is. Next here we have mix is both capital and lower. So we have seen many lower cases. So all these lower case it converted to capital letters. And if you see here, here mix is there, so it converted to all capital letters. So here also only email is small, that converted to capital letter. So here XYZ is small, it converted to capital. So like this, it converted all the things. If you see here mix is there, upper and lower. So it converted to upper characters. So next scenario is how to swap numbers. Suppose I want to swap 1 with 9, 2 with 8, 3 with 7, and so on. So how I can do is, so again I'm taking this data frame in description. So here I'm using translate on this description column. So wherever I'll find 1 to 9, I want to replace with 98721. Okay, so what will happen? So for first record, we have 1, 2, 3. So here 1, 2, 3. What it does is it will replace with 987. See here ABC at the rate 987. Similar way Spark at the rate 456. If you see here 456. So that it replacing with 654. So similar way XYZ at 789. So 789, this 789 is replacing with 321. So and so on, it will replace similar way. So next, how to convert lowercase to uppercase manually. So earlier we used ASCII functions here to convert upper to lower and lower to upper. So here, how to do manual. So on this description column, I want to replace wherever I found this smaller letter, small lower characters, I want to replace with upper characters. If you see here in this ABC is small, it converted to capital letters ABC. Similar way, Spark. Spark, uh, in this Spark, if you see here, S and P. S and P, it is not in this list. So it not converted. And A is there. So A it converted to capital letter and R, K. So we don't have in this list, it not converted. So finally only A it got converted. So similar way X, Y, Z. So X, Y, Z we don't have in this list. So we got same result. So here Chetan, if you see C already capital and if you see H, so we have H in this and what it will replace with H? Capital H. So capital H and E with capital H and T we don't have in this list. So we are getting small t. Next, this H and A. So H and A we have in this list. We'll get capital H and capital A. And small n we don't have here and we are getting same. And similar way here, A. So A is there, it will replace with capital A and small l and U we don't have in this list. So it won't convert here. We are getting as it is. Next, handling characters of different lengths. If matching characters and replace characters have different lengths, PySpark will match characters one by one, ignoring extra characters in the longer string. So notice that the last character I in AEI has no corresponding replacement, so it ignored. So suppose if you take example, suppose column text. So in this AEI, I want to replace with XY. So that means, so here actually we have three characters, but we have only two characters here. So what it does is it will replace A with X, E with Y. And for I, we don't have any matching record, so it will get removed. So this same point very initially we discussed and I told we'll see in code. So that is example here I'm going to explain here. So for this I created one data frame here and I have single column text. And if you see here, this is my text column. And if you see here, I'm creating new column translated and translate. I'm applying on this column text and I'm replacing AEI with X, Y. And if you see here, A is there, E two times is there, and I is there, but we don't have matching record here. So wherever A is there, it will replace with X. So we have one A first letter that is X replaced with X. Next E is there. So here is there, here E is there. It will replace with Y. See here, here and here. But E, I. Okay, so E replaced with Y, but I, we don't have mapping here. So what it does is it simply ignore this one. So similar way, other also, eagle. So E, A, E, A. What is first? E is Y. E is Y. A is X. Next is G and L and E. One more E is that is Y. And ice cream. So for I, we don't have any mapping, so it will ignore. C will get, and for E, what is there? Y is there. CY, next C and R. CR, next E. So for E is second one, that is Y. So CRY, next for A, X. A, X and M. So similar way, it will go like this, all the records. Next, using translate with when function. So if the description contains A, then apply character replacements. So A is replacing with X, E with Y, and I with Z. So if you don't have these things, what it's telling is keep original description. So for this, first I created one data frame. So this one, and that is my this column means this data frame. And on top of this, I'm using with column conditioned text, that is this column. And here I'm using when condition, and inside that column I'm defining this particular description column. So this description column dot contains A. Suppose if you take this record, so this record contains A. So then what it does is it uses this translate. So this translate. So this we already explained in previous scenario. So dot otherwise. So if you don't have if you don't have A, if you don't have A, then it will take whatever it is in description. So in first record we have A, so it got replaced A, E, I with X, Y, Z. Suppose we'll see this one, we have A in this, E also is there, I also is there. So here also I is there, I is there. Next, here also I is there, banana A is there. So CO, FF, EE. So CO, FF, EE. If you see here in this, we don't have A. So we don't have A. So that's why we're getting as it is. And similar way here also milk. In this we don't have A. So we are getting same as it is milk. And so if you see here, here also we don't have A. We are getting as it is juice. So this also same. We don't have A. We are getting as it is. So this how we can give different when conditions. So next one is replacing characters in PySpark column. Suppose we wanted to make the following character replacement, like A with asterisk, E with @ O with percentage. So I have this data frame. If you see here, this is my initial data frame with column name. And here I'm using translate on this particular column name, and wherever I found AEO, that I want to replace with these three. So if you see first record, capital A is there, capital A is replacing with this one, and last E is there, that E is replacing with undo. So E is replacing with undo. So similar way, G, E. So here E is there, E means @ and O is there. So O means third one, that is percentage. So here we're getting percentage, and RG, E. So E means again second one, that is @ and similar way, Amol. So capital A is replacing with this one, and M as it is, and O with percentage, and L is same. And next EON. So E, so here we define small letter, but we have capital E. So it will ignore this. Next second one is O. So O is third one. So that is replacing with percent and N as it is. So it will go like this similar way. And if you see here, Arjun, here first one is capital A is there, that is with this one. So it is replacing with one and remaining all same. So, so as of now, we discussed about different scenarios and how to replace characters. So what is final conclusion is only translate will do only single character mappings are supported. It does not support substring replacement. So if you want to do substring replacement, it is suggestible to use regex underscore replace function. Okay, so this is the difference between translate and regex underscore replace. So when to use replace function, when to use regex underscore replace function. So that's all about this video, how to use translate in PySpark. So if you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.